welcome to another episode of the Highly Anticipated Podcast. I'm your host, Josh Raphael, and I have with me today our co-host, Will Young.
Yes, sir.
We have a jam-packed show today. We got a lot of NBA performances to talk about. The resurgence of the Bulls. The Bulls are back. We're gonna kind of talk about our early MVP award predictions, early Rookie of the Year award predictions, six man, etc., and really just dive into NBA basketball this episode. But first, we got to talk about the Bulls, bro. Like, Will, like, what do you think about the Bulls? Like, I told you they were a surprise team going into this year. But, I mean, at first you was telling me, oh, they just beat Detroit twice and it will mean nothing. I said, okay, all right. And you thought the Celtics were a pretty good team going into this year. And they really just came back from 19 against the Celtics last night and busted them by 14. So, like, what,
Hey,
what do you think about the
maybe,
Bulls? Do you
maybe.
think do you think the Chicago Bulls are pretenders or contenders?
First off, let me just say, as it relates to the Celtics game, I'm more shocked by the Celtics than I am the Bulls. I don't think the Bulls are still like that. That's just my personal opinion. Okay, at the end of the day, yes, they came back from what? They was down, what, 20? Coming in at third and end up winning by 16, but they were still down 20 to the Celtics. Do I still think the Celtics are a better team? Yes. Now, Marcus Smart touching some stuff, whatever in the post-game interview about them,
Yeah,
that's
we're
their
gonna get
problem.
into that after.
But but I still think at the end of the day, hey, and I like the Bulls. Like I said, I think they're hooping right now. DeMar's going off. He's eating, of course, Levine. I think Lonzo's just playing his role. Um, they got the dude Javante Green. He's just been playing his role, hooping. Hey, I think they're a good team, but at the end of the day, contenders? No, not at all. Contenders for what? They contending for that play-in. That's what they contending for. That's
Whoa,
it.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
That's it.
Relax. I don't think I'm not sitting here saying that the Chicago Bulls are gonna be the team coming out of the East. Not saying that at all. But they are not a playing team. They will be between that 3 to 6 mix. Like I don't understand why you
I'm
don't
gonna go. I'm gonna go six. I'm not saying they're gonna be in a play.
six.
I'm saying they're
I
gonna
say
go.
six at worst. At worst, six.
I'm
Bro, the
thinking
way
six,
I just
five at best.
the
Five at
way
best.
that they've been playing is like I told you in the last episode, bro. It's like Lob City in a sense, but like more fast pace, more scoring, and them boys are just fun to watch. And the reason why I think that the Bulls are actually contenders in a sense because they play defense. And we all know, I understand, like
Mhm.
like
I give you that. I give
like
you that.
offense is great and offense is this and that. Like I know we hear the saying, good defense, better O. But at the end of the day, defense wins championships. And I'm like I said, I'm not sitting here saying if they get in a 7 game series with a fully healthy Nets team, I'm not sitting here saying that they're
Of
gonna
course, of course.
they're gonna beat them. But bro, we can't sit here and just be like, oh, bro, like the Bulls are a playing team. Like, come
I'm
on.
like, listen, I'm not saying that they're a playing team, but what I'm saying is there are some teams where you look at them early, and even at a like 5-1, you be like, nah, they gonna make some noise this season. I still look at it, see the Bulls, and although they're 5-1, don't get me wrong, I still say, good team. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the season, still probably around that 6-5 range at best.
I mean, I
Okay.
see what you're saying. I see where you're coming from in a sense. It's just I don't want to get too high in a sense because I know it's only been 7 games, but I'm
Right,
just
still
saying the
early, of
small
course.
sample size that I'm seeing, like I like what I'm watching. Just the fact Zach Levine is Zach Levine. He's no question. He is honestly a top 15 player in this league. Alex Caruso is a defensive menace, and Lonzo Ball is literally one of the best two-way guards in the league. And
Indeed.
honestly, bro, like if I sit here and had to ask you, okay, if you had to choose, okay, there's two-way guards you had to choose between. Would you choose between Drew Holiday or Lonzo Ball? Like serious question, I wonder because honestly, like they play similar roles. So like, who would you go if you had to choose between two guards, Drew Holiday and Lonzo Ball?
That's tough. I'm not gonna lie. Of course, Drew's gonna get the upper hand defensively for me at least, and I think most people would agree with that. But I think Lonzo's length, pause, and his passing ability and his youth. If you asking me right now who I'm taking, that's tough. I'm gonna probably go Lonzo personally. I'm gonna probably go Lonzo.
Nah,
Still, like I said, I give Drew the upper hand. He's a dog. Don't get me wrong. He is a pest on the ball, and he
nah.
can guard. I feel like he can guard 1 through 5. He get post dudes in a post problem,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just Lonzo's passing ability mixed with that. I think it kind of balances itself out. I think it's neck and neck if you're comparing them in terms of passing,
Mm-hmm.
defense. Lonzo upper hand on passing, Drew upper hand on defense. But I'm gonna give Zoe the upper hand. Who I'm taking
Yeah.
personally.
Nah, I mean,
Because
if I had to pick
he's six
between
six, you know.
if I had to pick between Lonzo Ball and Drew Holiday in terms of a guard for my team, I would pick Lonzo Ball. Only
Mm.
because of kind of the reason you said, because of his length. You know, don't get me wrong, Drew Holiday's a pest on defense. Like he is honestly, if not one of the best defenders in the league. But Lonzo Ball is, in a sense, the same exact player as Drew Holiday,
Mm.
but he's lengthier, he passes better, and honestly, he might shoot better than Drew Holiday, to be honest
Oh
with
no,
you.
he does now.
Yeah, so
He
that's what I'm
does
saying.
now.
So honestly, like,
100%.
and it's really hard to say that because like Drew Holiday's such a good defender, like, and he's a small guard and he really can guard 1 through 5. But I would probably have to give Lonzo the upper hand in that department. But kind of going forward, talking about guards in a sense, let's talk about Dame. Like, I know we've been going into the like we probably a lot
Boy,
of people probably
Trump.
had a lot of people probably had Dame as like their top 10. Even some people probably have him as like a top 5 player in the league, but he's
Mhm.
averaging like what 18 and like 4, and I don't think he's been shooting very well from the field. Like, do you think
30.
Dame is just he's just in a slump and he's gonna get out, or how do you think Dame is gonna handle this, like the way he's playing?
Nah. Dame's a bucket, and that's one of those things where you look at and you say early, like, bro, Dame got too much under his belt that you look at 6 games and be like, Dame just gonna have a bad year. Nah, bro, he gonna click, and when it click, like you said, everybody gonna know. I mean, he's not shooting well. I don't know. I can't. You can accredit maybe some of the defense, but the shots he's missing is shots that we've seen him hit time and time again. So it
a
was
lot
no
of
different.
people a lot of people are like Trey Young's came out publicly and he's like, oh, like he thinks it's the officiating why, people are. I mean, personally, I've watched some of Portland's games. I don't think it's officiating. I just think Dame is just not making his shots. Like
Yeah,
in terms
I
of
would agree other
officiating,
players are
James
other
Harden,
players
the officiating has affected James Harden.
100%,
That's for sure. That's
100%.
100%
He's
sure.
struggling.
So like, and I really didn't really realize. I mean, I watched how he played, obviously, and he gets to the free throw line a lot. But really, this year, I'm like, wow, like a majority of his game is really predicated around free throws. Like it's really
And
crazy to watch.
specifically around just looking to draw the foul. Like
Literally, like it's
he's getting so
crazy.
many turnovers this year because he's not even looking to score. He's still
He's
looking to
literally trying to just bop, 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 and then just do his little arm
and
throw up in the
fake
air and
right.
just
This is a
hope like they
failure.
call him foul. And it's just funny because the refs are looking at him crazy, like, bro, that's
Like
not
never
working.
more, bro.
And I mean, personally, in terms of the new rule with not calling the fouls, I love it because it really is like, bro, like you got to get a bucket. Like you got to get a bucket now. Like that whole, pump fake, jumping into the guy, drawing the foul, that whole just throwing your head up, but that does not work anymore. You know what I mean? And honestly, it kind of gives me remnants of old school basketball. And it's like, okay, now look, you got to get a bucket. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't sit there and just, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna get this foul calm. No, bro. Like you got to
You got
go out. You
go
got to go out
can't
there.
just bait it.
Yeah, you got to go out there and show me. Look, I can get a bucket. Real talk. You know what I mean? But kind of to go back to Dame, I think he's gonna get out that slump. To be honest, it's Damian Lillard. You know,
Right.
I just think he's
Same
just in a
time.
little slump right now. And speaking of Dame, though, like Shannon Sharp kind of said something this week about like how Damian Lillard probably is gonna go down as one of the greatest players to never win a ring if he decides to stay in Portland. And he
Yeah.
kind of like compared him to like he's gonna be just like Charles Barkley, a great player, probably Hall of Famer, but just never wins a ring. Do you think like I know Dame wants to be like that Dirk, that Steph before KD, that Giannis, like do you think, yo, is it time to move on from Portland? Like, or do you think he should just die on that hill?
It's been time to move on. It's been time, and I've been thought this. I've been said this. It's been time for him to move on. I thought for a minute. I just didn't see, and I love the 1-2 combo of him and CJ, but I just didn't see how it could work. I didn't. I mean, they don't. Neither of them really play defense like that. And so I really didn't see offensively. Yes, it's weapons. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't see how it work. And it's proven to only get them so far, and it still doesn't work. And their roster has changed. It's been through. It had Melo. They had different stuff. You know, even with Nurkic, I mean, being hurt last year, I don't think that really mattered. It's been time, bro. Well, boy said in the freestyle, he said, not joining the super team might be his Achilles heel. I said, well, probably.
It is.
Probably. You're probably
Clearly,
right.
clearly he just like whatever. Like, and I get his loyalty.
No,
And
no.
he reminds me like Kyrie in a sense. Like, you know how Kyrie don't want to get his vaccine because he already is like, you know what, I already made a whole big scene on this. Like, I can't go back on
I'm
my
just
word.
go ahead, ride it out.
Like,
That's
I feel like Damien's kind of like, dang, like I already was like, bro, I'm so loyal, like I'm this and that. And I
because
feel like,
he definitely was before the season saying like my future with Portland is uncertain, or at least that was like the rumors going around.
yeah,
But come before the season, he go, "What I look like leaving this team?" And I'm like,
yeah,
ah,
bro. I'm just like, bro, what are you doing, dude? Like, come on now. But I mean, personally, like I said, I think he's gonna get out the slump. And personally, me, I just think this day and age it's hard to be loyal in terms of just like, bro, there's so many teams out there with 2 or 3 more superstars, and
mm,
I wouldn't say CJ McCollum is a superstar. I think he's a good player. I would not say he's a superstar. So, and
mm,
honestly, Portland literally has not done anything to really reconstruct that team for him. Like, so I'm
nothing.
like, bro, if I'm Dame, I'm like, bro, like I gave y'all an ultimatum. Like I told y'all, look, bring me some pieces, and who did y'all bring in?
Yeah.
Like, who did they
Still,
bring in?
Dennis
Literally,
Smith?
Cody Zeller. I don't even know if he on the team. I don't even know. I don't know who they brought in.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you got rid of Melo, and Melo hooping. Like Melo out there hooping, and you got rid of Melo. Like, come on, bro. But
It
I
don't.
don't know.
And if he would leave, bro, nobody would fault him.
Nah,
He didn't been down for Portland
nah,
way long enough, longer than he
nah,
should. So
nah. But like, speaking of, so going to performances, like, and look, I already know you love KD. I know how you feel about KD already.
ah,
But no, I'm basing this right now, like right now,
yeah.
play right now, like through 7 games, like who is your early MVP right now? Through 7 games.
Through 7 games,
Yeah, through the games I've been playing right now.
early MVP for me. I want to go someplace else, but why would I? When it's Kevin, like, bro, let's just be real, bro. Let's just keep it.
So you're
Let's,
saying that through these
let's
seven
just keep
games,
it a
Kevin
buck.
Durant. No, so you're saying through these 7 games, Kevin Durant has been playing the best basketball out of everyone in the league through these 7 games right now. Bro, he just got ejected last
That
game.
that's That's who's my MVP. Okay. What? Kevin's averaging 20, 27, 28, averaging close to 6 assists. I think close to 9 rebounds a game.
Mm.
And that's on shooting 50+% from the field, higher than 35% from three. Bro's hooping. He that's
I
my
didn't say he wasn't hooping.
that's my MVP. But I will say, and this is the only reason why I'm saying I think he's my early favorite for MVP is because I'm looking down the road and see who can keep these numbers up throughout the season.
Yeah, I
And
see
I
what you're
think
saying.
in
Now,
absence of Kyrie,
and James Harden being spotty.
right?
I see
Let's
what you're
just
saying, and I'm not disagreeing with you. But I mean, like through 7 games, like I'm not obviously I'm not really thinking about like the rest of the year. I'm just saying through right now, like personally, I would say John Morant's my MVP right now.
and he would be my second right
Like
now.
he's hooping, like bro, like I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people were making a comparison coming out of college between him and Zion. Obviously, people are like, bro, Zion is like miles ahead better than him. Bro, I do not think the difference is that big right now. Honestly, like the way Ja is playing, and honestly, with Zion, he been eating Twinkies and he can't stay healthy. So I personally don't even think this man gonna be on the court this year. And I really think like John Morant and Zion are a lot closer in talent than people think. Like personally, if I'm being completely honest with you, I think John Morant is more talented than Zion, but Zion is just a physical specimen. Like he's
100%.
like, you know what I'm trying to say? So like, what I mean? It's kind of in the sense like I guess how LeBron was when he came into the league. I mean, LeBron was I feel like he was a bit more agile, because he wasn't 350 pounds, but I mean like I just think Ja's more talented in a sense. I mean, like could you really even say Zion is more athletic? I mean, cuz look, Ja's athletic as hell.
God gets up. He
So
gets
it's
up.
like when you really think about it, like what does Zion do better than Ja Morant? You know what I'm saying? If you really think about it,
I personally wouldn't compare the two right now. In terms of who's a better player, I wouldn't. I would say John Morant, especially off of what I'm seeing from this year, I would say he's miles ahead of
yeah,
Zion.
no,
In terms
for
of
sure.
talent and skill,
Shooting, dribbling, just basketball
I would
IQ.
say
Like, you know what I'm
that.
trying to say?
Like,
Like,
oh my gosh,
yeah, Ja's.
he was off one this year. But hey, let's not just overlook Steph. Like he's not
Oh
averaging.
no, for sure, for sure. Now I think Steph is obviously always going to be in the MVP conversation. I think he's averaging like 29, honestly, a quiet 29 at that. And speaking of Steph, you know, I want to ask you this question. Like, Steph is the great player, one of the greatest shooters of all time. But is Steph Curry clutch? Like, think about it. Like, all the great players, even bro, I wouldn't even say LeBron is like one of the clutchest players in history, but LeBron's pretty clutch in a sense. Like, he's made game winners. He's, you know what I'm saying? But like, when you look at Steph, like, the only shot I can really think about is that one shot he made against OKC that one year from literally logo. But is Steph Curry clutch?
I personally, I don't believe so. It's one of his like is probably like his biggest flaws. Where I feel like there's been numerous moments like big games where he needed to hoop, where he just didn't. And it's not even about making like the shot, quote unquote, or like a clutch shot. Like he's like choked in big. There's been numerous big games where he choked, where he has not hit.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say he's clutch. See a buck, yes, but
Yeah.
clutch.
And it's just weird because it's like, bro, just like the magnitude that he can score and what he can do. It's like, bro, like you really can get a bucket whenever you want. And it's just weird just when he kind of gets to the fourth quarter, you kind of, just shies away in a sense. But I mean, obviously he's still one of the greatest players of all time, no question. But to kind of move a little bit to like our kind of like last segments, let's talk about the Lakers a little bit. Let's. I mean, look, the Lakers start off what 1-2.
Let's not talk. If you want to talk
I mean,
about the Lakers, let's talk about the
look,
star of the show,
LeBron,
Melo.
LeBron,
Melo.
bro, LeBron has been shooting 1 for 6. LeBron shot 1 for 16 the last 2 games, and then from three. I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought that was a fake stat. Like I seen it, I said, bro, this look like something Skip Bayless making up. I said, hold on. He showed all the
Let's
videos of
talk
LeBron
about
just
the
brick. I said, oh,
star.
look, at the end of the day, LeBron's still
Lakers
goaded. It's
right
fine.
now is
It's
Melo.
fine. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. He just having a little
That's
shooting slump. He's having a shooting slump. It's okay. It's straight.
it's Melo.
It's fine. No,
Melo,
it's fine.
Melo right now is the Lake Show. He's playing, and you got to give him props.
No,
Like
he hooping.
I knew coming from Portland that he was still a buck and he could shoot, but I mean
Nah, he's hooping. Don't get me wrong,
he's
but
on another level right now.
he's hoping.
For
You know,
free.
LeBron just had a couple games off. He gonna be back though. He's straight. He good. He ain't
He,
tripping about that. I mean, it
he,
looks like now
he
that it
can't
looks like
probably go for powers. You seen
it,
seen that me?
it looks like it does look like I mean like the Lakers are kind of not saying they're one like their chemistry is just on one, but like it looks like they're kind of trying to figure out a little bit more. You know, Russ is kind of got the turnovers down a little bit. Him and LeBron are coexisting a little bit more. So I obviously they play the Rockets again tonight. I mean, like Skip Bayless is like a G League team, so I don't
Really.
know. So I mean, honestly, it's kind of good just to build.
Right there.
It's really good just to build a camaraderie between the teams.
No, but the key to the Lakers' success moving forward is the less Russ do, the more successful that's gonna be. That's honestly it. The less he does, seriously, and that's probably, I mean, besides facilitating, shots got to come down, turnovers got to come down. Has to have the ball less, unless it's like fast break situations. Honestly, like the less he does,
Mm.
that's gonna be better for the Lakers, and I think that'll.
I just think he needs to just stop playing at 100 miles
Mm,
per hour. Like literally, like just stop playing at 100 miles per hour and just relax. You know, and it's hard to tell Russell Westbrook to do that. But like, bro, if Russell Westbrook just played the game just a little bit slower, bro,
yes,
like
yeah.
Russell Westbrook's biggest killer is the fact like he
Mm.
turns the ball over. Like he hurt like he can go out there and get 20, 10, 15 easy, no problem. But bro, like when you're having 10 turnovers by yourself, like teams get 10 turnovers by themselves. You know what I'm trying to say?
Brody the builder.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like kind of my last question I want to ask you, since we're speaking about the Lakers, like, do you think Russell Westbrook is a top 10 point guard in the league?
A top 10 point guard, 100%.
All right. Just making
One,
sure.
one
Just making
hundred.
sure. I've
I'm
had
not.
people
I'm
literally
not
sit
gonna
there
hate
and
on. I'm not gonna hate on Brody the builder. All right, like yes, it's Brick City. Every air bank. You heard the commentators when he shot that. Like
yeah,
that's that's him. But at
shot that to
the end of the day,
Cancun.
bro, he probably the hardest playing player in the league.
Yeah,
And on top of that, he can still as many turnovers he has. He is still a phenomenal passer.
yeah,
Still a
for
phenomenal
sure. No
player.
question. No question.
And you can't take that away from him. No matter how many
Nah,
bricks, no
I'm
matter how
happy
many.
you said that though, because there's really people out there that are really sitting there saying that like Russell Westbrook is not a top 10 point guard. I'm sitting there like, bro, who's better than him? Kimball Walker?
Boy, single-handedly took the Wizards last year to the playoffs.
Crazy. It's
So I'm
crazy.
not going. I'm not going to disrespect the man,
Yeah,
but he's
but
still broke. His jumper's still broke,
yeah,
and the
he do
Lakers
need to
still
work on
gonna be
that.
bad.
But that kind of really concludes this episode. You know, kind of we just had a little NBA segment today. So if you tuned in, like and subscribe on YouTube. Leave us a rating on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on TikTok, on Twitter, on Instagram, all that. You know, we're gonna be trying to continue to give you episodes every single week. You
Big
know,
facts.
so
If y'all can find a jingle for the highly anticipated podcast,
yeah, y'all send us tunes if y'all want us to whatever tune we could bump to.
that jingle. You
So
taking submissions.
So
You need
I
a jingle.
appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you, Will Young, for obviously joining again this week. But yeah, we're out.